Hello everyone and welcome back to eCoreAcademy. My name is Anita and I'm going to be your teacher today for our eCore Express Java course. In our lesson, we are going to be doing exercise 2.4, so the fourth lesson of the second unit, which is all about inputs and outputs. The theme of today's lesson is printing a really basic digital image, and we're going to be calling this program AsteriskBlock, and you'll see what I mean in a second when I switch to Eclipse. So essentially, our objective is going to be learning to use print statements, which is system.out.println, to print really basic shapes, which is in this case a rectangle, to the console window. So we are going to have the computer use print statements to understand what images we're trying to print, and with basic symbols like asterisk, we are going to print to the console window so that the user can see the fantastic little image we come up with. Today's example is going to be really basic, which is just a rectangle, just so we get used to print statements, to spacing, to using symbols to depict very basic shapes without the pen or drawing tools in Java. But you can obviously do more complex images like smiley faces, circles, other shapes, etc. But that's the objective of today's lesson, and before I switch to Eclipse, I would really appreciate it if you all could like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell, and share using our socials. I'm back and I switched to my Eclipse workspace, so as we jump into this exercise, make sure you create a new class for yourself, and you can title it Exercise 2.4 or AsteriskBlock or whatever else works for you. But again, this is going to go under the Inputs and Outputs unit just for your organizational needs. Again, our main exercise objective is to write a program that uses the print statements, which you can see here I wrote as cout or sysout. These are just abbreviations for the print statement, which is system.out.println. You are often going to see them abbreviated like this, so I just wanted to throw them into the text of the prompt so that you would get used to these formats. And we're going to be using these print statements to display a block of asterisks like below. And here's the image we are essentially trying to print to the console window. So in this exercise, we're not really worried about user inputs and outputs. We're mainly just worried about how well do you know your sysout statements. How well can you format an output that is put into the console window. And this lesson is really about drawing a really basic shape using only print statements without a drawing tool or anything like that, just using and mastering print statements. So what we want to do is we want to print this shape line by line, because that's how our code is going to work. It goes in a step-by-step chronological order. It's almost like a flow chart. You go downward. So whichever statement is first is going to be printed first, and then it just works its way down. So that's how we want to structure it. When we look at this first line, we want to print this first, the top of this little block here first. And if we count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 asterisks across. So we want to make a print statement, system.out.println. And we want to put these in quotation marks because this is almost like these symbols, these asterisks are very similar to just typing like letters or numbers in. So we're going to use quotation marks so that it's printed to our console window. We're going to make sure we hit the asterisk button, which is just shift and then the 8 keypad on my device. I'm going to hit that 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that accounts for this top row of the block. We want to do that 3 more times for each row of this block. So I'm just going to copy and paste this print statement. I'm just going to delete what's inside the quotation marks. In our second row, we see that there's an asterisk in the first spot, in spot number 1. Then it's blank until we get to spot number 8, where there's another asterisk, which kind of closes off the shape. What this means is we're going to type in an asterisk for the first spot. We're going to hit the space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then we are going to hit one more asterisk, and this should be aligned now. Yep, so you should first hit the asterisk, and then hit the space bar 6 times, and then put another asterisk in the 8th spot. And if you can see, that is identical to the 3rd row of the block. Again, we're just trying to create a rectangle using asterisks, so we can literally just copy and paste what we just did, and we'll get the 3rd row of the block. The 4th row of the block, you can see, is identical to the top row. It's really closing off the block. So to save ourselves some time, we can select the top row, Control C to copy it, and then Control V, well, on my device, to paste it. And now we have our block, so if we hit the play button, it should print to our console. Just give it a second. And yeah, so my console is actually displaying on top of my code, but I just adjusted my window by dragging my console down. So now you can see the console displays this block exactly how we want it to be. And that's how you can do simple drawing with print statements in Eclipse. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. That's all we have for you today. And today's lesson, again, was all about printing an image, basically, and it was AsteriskBlock. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the post notification bell, drop a comment down below, and share using our socials. Thank you, and I'll see you for our next video, which is going to be on the next unit on conditional statements. Bye!